Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. Nearly afternoon, so I've been told we need to get started. It's wonderful to see everyone here. Welcome to the Tyler Area Chamber of Commerce annual meeting. I'm Roy Martinez. I'm the chair for just a little bit longer. Before we get started, I really wanted to tell everybody to thank the sponsors who are here, who have helped us put this together. You've seen their names scrolling across the screens. You've also seen them on the tent on your table. We can't do these things without the sponsorships and that support and that financial support. So thank you to those sponsors for contributing in that fashion. Please give them a round. I also need to give thanks to the UT Tyler Jazz Band here. I think it's been fabulous. Henry and I were talking. It makes it much more festive, a little upbeat. I like it. So right now I want to go ahead and recognize some very important people who support us on all levels. And I'm going to ask that all the elected officials please stand for just a second. So all the elected officials, please stand. I want to take a moment to thank all of them and their staff for what they do, not just locally at a state and federal level. We need those advocates on our behalf, and we appreciate what they're doing and the time and the investment they've given to take away from us here and their families to go support and be our voice. So thank you very, very much. So today is going to be a little bit different. We're going to have our little different version of our meeting. First, you're going to get a video collage, so you'll see some things going through the screen. And then Lee Browning and I, Lee Browning is the incoming chair. There you go. Thank you. Yes, please. We're going to sit up here. We're going to have some conversation to highlight this year's for the chamber. So looking forward to that, having some conversation with Lee. And then after that, we'll have a presentation of the annual awards. And then Lee will wrap that up at the end of the day for us. But at this time, I'm going to go ahead and ask Tristan Ganchero, he's with the Rice Road Church of Christ. He's an evangelist. He's going to come up and give our invocation. So Tristan, would you mind?
Pray with me, please. Father in heaven, we approach you in the name of Jesus Christ with humility and gratitude in our hearts. We praise you because you are our creator. You give us life and breath and everything. And we recognize that every good and perfect gift is from you. And even though we may face trials and hardships in our daily lives, especially in the past several months, past year, we trust that you are helping us to develop patience and to remind us to seek a heavenly home with you where there will be no sorrow, sickness, or pain. We thank you for your Son, Jesus, whom you sent in your grace and mercy to die on the cross for our sins, that we may be able to be redeemed, reconciled to you, and have that hope of eternal life. And so now, Father, we thank you for the food you have provided for us. We're grateful for those who have helped to prepare the food. We pray that we will use the strength you give us to glorify you and shine the light of your truth. We thank you for everyone who is gathered here today. We're grateful for all the ways that we're able to serve one another. And we pray that your love and grace toward us would always motivate us to live by your word, to serve one another in love, and to shine the light of your truth in our families, in our communities, and in this city of Tyler with which you have so richly blessed us with. We pray, Father, that our lives and everything we do bring glory and honor to you. And we lift up this prayer in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you, Tristan. So I'm going to ask you to go ahead and continue to enjoy your lunch. You'll get to see the video, and then we'll get started right after that. Thank you. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, I am joined up here by, that was me, by Lee Browning, our incoming chair. I'm going to give him another round of applause because I'm going to lift him up because he's going to need it. So what we're going to do next is we're going to go through and we want to announce the Contact Club Awards for the year. But before we do that, I'm going to let Lee tell us a little bit about the Contact Club. So, Lee?
Most of you may know the Contact Club's at the heart, and they're really the face of the Chamber to the community for so many ways. Their primary function is to sell and maintain memberships for the Chamber. They accounted for over 150 new memberships to our Chamber this last year and attended dozens of ribbon cuttings, which some of you have attended. Those ribbon cuttings can be for new businesses or also businesses that relocate. We have a group of 25 volunteers. I don't know if they're all here, but they're sitting right back over there. I'd like to give a shout out. Let's see those hands.
Hey, hey.
There they are. I actually began my involvement with the Chamber a number of years ago with the help of Jerry Wolverton and was able to lead that group as well.
Well, today we're going to start out. We have 9 contactors who have earned their first, second, third, and fourth production awards. Now, for those of you not too familiar with the production awards, are a accumulation of the activities and the sales that they do, this group does, to bring new members to the Chamber and to retain our existing ones and make them feel loved. So to do this, they're out there hustling, and they're working on our behalf to make sure that we get the awareness and we support our membership. So I'm going to go through the names here, and they're going to come up on the screen. And I want you to look at them, and we're going to hold our applause till the end because there's quite a few. Alyssa Swinney. Lisa Lewis. Violet Stripling. Starla Bickerstaff. Cheryl Sarton. Jessica Brown. Gina Sundin. Brian White. And Jenny Wilson. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you.
Roy, as you know, the Contact Club also does more than just sell memberships. They provide support to the Chamber by selling sponsorships, as you've seen at this event. They also provide, as we mentioned, attendance at all the ribbon cuttings to promote that. They foster engagement at all of our events, and they make phone calls to some of our members. They help recruit new members. They keep in touch with existing members, and they always encourage attendance at all of our events.
Yeah, so no doubt, they're the heart of the Chamber, and they keep us going. So now we're going to go to the next group. The next group has earned between their 4th and 15th production awards. So we'll go through these here. Again, hold applause till the end, please. It's Camille Brown, Brian Pearson, Shauna Yaki Bryant, James Kidd, Yana Yelverton. She also received her life membership. Connie Schaefer, Nicole Cox, Brad Farr, Tanya Reddick, and Ryan Tu, who also received his life membership. So thank you very much to all of y'all, 4th through 15th. That's awesome. Okay, so now we have a couple other Contact Club awards that we're going to get to a little bit later, okay? So you have to hold your breath for that. All right, so let's talk about the year and some of the highlights. You saw the collage, and obviously there's a ton of activities, wonderful events, and going into the year, we were really not sure what was going to happen, quite honestly. But my goals for the year really had to do with advocacy, education, and networking. And when it came to the networking, obviously we had to figure out some things, but through the year of 2020, 2021, these events and the networking morphed. We went from virtual to back to some in person, and then finally ended up blending it. So it was a different year, but those are the 3 things that I really wanted to do for the year.
So with all that in mind, Roy, how did that work out?
How did it work out? Well, of course, how did that work out? Well, like I said, we adjusted. We figured out ways to kind of pivot on how to present an event. And what we did find, I think, is when we figured out how to present an event and make it a little bit more adaptable, we started to see more and more attendance toward the end, and actually participation. So with the in-person events, it's sometimes difficult, especially in the meetings when we're trying to get things accomplished, to see how many people can make it to a central location. Well, when we went virtual and blended it, we had a lot more of engagement. And I think that enhanced what people saw what the chamber's doing day in and day out. So that was really helpful. And then we had the business after hours and the quarterly breakfasts that started to kick back off in the spring. And that helped with the networking. And I think we had some of that pent up, I got to see my friends and see what's going on out there. So events like today where you get to go back, because we still do business with people at the end of the day. So the networking piece was really huge, which I think it's really important, since the networking component has always consistently been number one as to why would you be interested in being part of the chamber. So I think we adapted it, we pivoted, we figured out how to do these things, and we served our members by giving them that network component, even through this year of headwinds. So I think we did pretty well for what we had in front of us.
So what about the advocacy part?
So the advocacy part, I see advocacy as a crucial part of the chamber. It gives that voice. And some of the things that we did for the membership and those businesses and individuals who are our members and we want to take care of, we did like the East Texas Coalition Days. That was held in Austin. We did it with our East Texas partners, cities around us. And really, we were one of the few communities that actually go do it. And we were welcomed, quite honestly, which is great in Austin when sometimes you're welcomed. But the idea of to sit down with them, we utilized our governmental affairs committee who put together agendas for us and say, okay, what are the petitions and the needs of our members that we need to carry to the lawmakers, policymakers? So that advocacy, to be able to be a voice as a collective unit, is crucial. I sit there and I know there's a political saying out there that says, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. Quite frankly, that's it, guys. I was able to go, and we had a great group of people who went, and they were the advocates for all of us. Spoke what needed to be spoken, talked to those individuals to give them some insight of what do we need, what's most beneficial to keep the commerce and keep this healthy, what we're trying to accomplish here in East Texas, so we can continue to thrive. So I can't thank those enough who took the time and energy to do it. It's not something you're paid for, right? And you have to be willing to take somebody's message on your back, share it with those who have to make those decisions. So the advocacy part, I think, is something we need to continue to do at all levels. So we still were able to accomplish that even despite what we had in front of us.
And then your education component.
Yeah, so the education component. So education is near and dear to my heart, but I don't think that education stops, right? The lifelong learner piece of us. And we had to find ways to enhance the education and learning for our members. We utilized the webinars. We utilized some of the breakfasts and luncheons, but one of the examples that we had was the Energy Summit that was held here. And we had Senator Cornyn here, which was an awesome event. It was so great, by the way, in case you didn't know, it actually got worldwide media coverage. And I don't think a lot of people knew that, but we had some media outlets from across the globe who wanted to know what was happening in Tyler, Texas, and the discussions being made or having had at the Energy Summit. So to me, that says that's part of the advocacy, it's part of the education. And not only are we educating our local, but we're educating people outside who want to know what's going on, why is it doing so well, and what's going right here. So that was a big piece. The Luncheon Learns. So the Luncheon Learns, we invited the members to take part in this. And what was so fascinating to me is obviously the paradigm shift was happening so fast. It was happening on a consistent basis. What we did is we brought subject matter experts or people who were well-versed in things, especially for things like HR. How do you handle your staffing? What is it going to change for you in your business environment with your employees? and try to give them some education on what was being lifted and saying, here's what we need to know now. So we utilize these outlets to educate all of the members. So despite the headwinds, they knew they weren't alone. They were having people who were focused on what's going to help them continue to persevere through the challenges they face day in and day out. So we found ways to continue educating the members. We didn't do it normal ways. We didn't have, here's your book, here's your outlet, but we had to figure out webinars to give them snippets of it's changing fast, it's happening fast. What do I do with the PPP funds? How do I qualify for that? Where do I go to get information? We brought all those to the table and had these periodic lunch and learns, so people were being educated. We have to support our membership without a doubt, and they run businesses. We didn't plan for what we had in front of us, right? So we did come together and find ways to say, let's figure out what we can do to keep everybody going. But in addition to the advocacy, the education, and the networking piece, we did other things. So mentally and physically, it was challenging, I think, without a doubt. And so the chamber, we organized these coffee events for the healthcare workers because, to support the members who are on the front line of COVID and the challenges with this pandemic, they needed some support. And so as a chamber, we wanted to lift their hands and raise their arms. So we had these coffee events that were really taking place during their shift changes at different healthcare facilities, just to show them appreciation. They were working day in and day out. I mean, we know that a healthy workforce is absolutely imperative to a healthy community. Without that, we're not able to support our family. We're not able to take part in recreation. We couldn't support the people that we're bringing value to, whether it's locally or afar. So we had to have a healthy workforce, and so we knew we had to add that component of some type of an appreciation for those who were trying to keep us persevering through that period. So yes, I tell you, I still firmly believe that it was great. I think we didn't do everything we wanted to do, quite frankly, but we did everything we could do. So whether it's the advocacy, education, networking, those are true components that I wanted to push through the year.
So it's been a year, and I have a
has.
question for you.
Okay.
Are you glad you did it? And then why?
Glad I did. Okay, so in front of all these wonderful people, I'm supposed to say yes. Okay. Well, I'll be quite honest with you, and my wife, who's here today, and asked me that same question a few weeks ago. I need to go and thank her for persevering with me through the year. I will, yes, please do. So I get a chance to do something I probably would never have had a chance to do. So a number of years ago, I was presented with an award, and it was a surprise to me. So when I said something, I was so shocked, I forgot to thank my wife. So I don't know how many years ago that was, but thank you so much, Ann, for being there for me. Maybe I'll get that off of my list that these are for you, by the way. So when she asked me that, saying, "Are you glad you did it?" I was like, let me think about that a minute. I will only give a little reflection to it. Through the years with the chamber, I've served in various roles, and I'll tell you, had such a great opportunity to see people meet wonderful individuals and organizations, and what I saw out of it was, I saw the sincerity of our nonprofits. I saw the resiliency of our educational institutions. I saw the drive of our businesses, and then even with the municipalities, just the determination to support all of us. That was something that great communities don't just happen. They happen because of those things. They happen because of you out here who are part of it and want to contribute. So when all of us come together, that's what we call that chamber of commerce. We're in this chamber and we're conducting commerce. And I think for that, I was truly blessed, and I think as a community, we're truly blessed. I've been fortunate to travel some, and I get to visit with other community leaders from time to time and other business leaders, and we talk about all kinds of things across the spectrum. And sometimes we get into the conversation that, well, how does it work in Tyler, Texas? How does it work in the East Texas market? So when I share with them how all these organizations come together, they are simply amazed. Sometimes they're a little jealous, and that's okay. I mean, we have something for them to be jealous of. I'll tell you, I ran into, there's a couple from Seattle I ran into last week. I was traveling, and we were talking. They were in the healthcare industry and the municipal side, and they were asking about Texas. And I was explaining to them and just sharing things back and forth, and they're involved with their community, and they were just amazed. They were flat out amazed because they were frustrated with their community. And they said, their biggest challenge is when there's challenges and face the community as a whole, these organizations like the chamber, like the city and the education and the businesses, they stop talking. They get mad at each other, and then they say, I'm not going to your event. I'm not supporting you. They don't come to the meetings. I said, it's amazing. I said, no, it really is. I said, despite whatever headwinds we may have, we still have conversation. We still want to get through. I think last year when I was taking that role, I think I used a quote from Robert Frost. Robert Frost that said, the best way out is through. And I still believe that. And that was the challenge that they faced up in their community. The people stopped talking. The organizations didn't do it. I said, it doesn't matter how hard it is. We have to continue to communicate. So that made me feel really good about where we live and what we're doing day in and day out. You don't know what you have sometimes until you show it to somebody else. So I received a whole lot out of this year. I know it was a challenging year for everyone. It was a challenging year for the chamber. We faced some crazy things. But because of the people here, because of people like Henry Bell and Scott Martinez and everybody in the audience here who supports our mission, we want to enhance the business environment. We want to enhance the economic well-being. We want to enhance the quality of life for the Tyler area. Those things are common to us, so we push forward. We're going to find ways to do that. And so to answer the question, it's a long answer, right? Yes, absolutely. I'm glad I did it. I'm so grateful that I was able to do it. And I truly believe that that's why all of us are here. That's why we live, love Tyler. And I hope that you take that message with you and you continue to support the chamber and continue to support all the organizations you're part of to make this continue to happen. And we show people, hey, this is a great community. You should come live, love Tyler for yourself. So, yes, I did.
Thanks, Roy.
You done quizzing me? I think I got some things to do now. Okay, well, let's not do that. Okay, so I'm going to come this way for everyone. That's the microphone. So now it's my pleasure to announce. I'm going to go ahead and announce now the Business of the Year Award winners. So the Business of the Year recognizes those businesses and organizations that give so much to our community. They give so much by actively supporting that mission I just spoke about for the chamber, enhancing the business environment, enhancing the economic well-being, and our quality of life. So these businesses and organizations, they are nominated by you, the chamber members. So we're going to recognize the Small Business of the Year that has 50 or less employees, and then the Large Business of the Year that has 50 or more. So I'm going to start with the Small Business of the Year. So the Small Business of the Year for the 2020-2021 Tyler Area Chamber of Commerce Small Business of the Year goes to ServPro of Tyler. So let me say a minute here. Go ahead and come on up, Cindy. So ServPro, it provides fire, water, mold, and biohazard restoration services. Lee's going to come over here and I'll explain this in a minute. Their goal is to minimize the disruption caused to a person's home or business. The professionals at ServPro are available to help people in their time of need during an emergency situation and help put everything back together. In addition to Tyler, ServPro also provides services in the Athens, Mineola, and Palestine. ServPro is active in all the communities and their chambers, as well as other nonprofits. So Cindy and Lee, now I need to say this, Lee does not know that this happened. okay? It's not rigged. This is something that is way separate and apart from him. I think it's just fitting to actually show the fact that Cindy and Lee live and run their business in a fashion they do that's in line with the mission of the Chamber. So, Cindy, Lee, Servpro, congratulations.
Well, this wouldn't be possible without our amazing team. You know, we're the ones that come in at 2 o'clock in the morning when the suppression system goes off and 3 or 4 stories are flooded, or you've had a fire in your home, or we adapted and we're ready to help companies open again when they'd had confirmed COVID cases and they needed their lines to work and they needed their restaurants open. So it is our pleasure to serve the community. Our people never lose sight that it is not a great day when you call us and that you need some help that nobody else wants to do or maybe doesn't know exactly how to do. So thank you for allowing us to serve you every day.
Congratulations, y'all. Okay, now on to the large business of the year. So we want to recognize now the 2020-2021 Large Business of the Year. This award goes to Hospitality Health ER. I feel like I should start dancing. That's about all I got right there, guys. I can't dance anymore. That's awesome. No. So Hospitality Health ER, it began with a dream of the Ship family to create an emergency room experience that did not feel like an emergency room. In 2016, they opened Hospitality Health ER and had 20 full-time and part-time employees with 10 patient rooms. They now have more than 200 full-time employees. They have 43 patient rooms, and they're continually expanding. So Hospitality Health ER believes that every patient should feel better before they leave, and they provide perks like complimentary massages, fresh-baked cookies, and popcorn and drinks and snacks. So they are also out in the community actively participating with many different organizations and supporting local nonprofits, teachers, first responders, and breast cancer awareness, to name just a few. So Jean Ship, the co-founder and CEO, and all 4 of her children are taking an active role in the company. And she's partnering with ER physicians that had the same approach to patient care, and together they have become an industry leader in private emergency medicine. So Jean, will you please come and accept the Large Business of the Year Award from the Chamber of Commerce. Jenny. Say as much as you want. Smile, okay? Go ahead and.
I brought my daughter up here with me so that she's part of the Ship family. I just want to say thank you for this award. It's very humbling. We're so glad to be a part of the Chamber and to be a part of this community. Like the previous recipient that was up here just said, you don't come see us when things are good. You're coming to see us when things are not so good. So we're just, I don't know about y'all, but I'm about tired of this world of COVID. And so it's not been without casualties on our side and our community side, but somehow we've persevered and we've made it through. And I think we're about at the end of it right now. I certainly hope so. Jill?
Yeah, I'm one of the 4 children. My name is Jill Ship. I just kind of want to reiterate what Mom said. First of all, we can't do anything without our physicians who are our partners and our staff. We have obviously had the most unprecedented, most difficult year of all of our careers in emergency medicine. And our job is to be prepared. Our job is to save your life, and our job is to know what to do when you're in an emergency. And when COVID started, we didn't know what was going on. We didn't know how to treat. We weren't prepared. Our staff wasn't. And to see it evolve so quickly and to see so much benefit come out of it has been truly astonishing. Our staff should have all quit 3 and 4 times over, and they didn't. And they worked in suits and hats and oxygen masks out in the heat and in tents. They worked through snowstorms when we had no water. We've worked through unbelievable circumstances when we have been working in portable buildings, and our doctors have been working days in and days out. And so we're receiving the award, but our team is who has gotten us through and continued to get us through. So it all goes to them. And I just want to reiterate, the Tyler community is so supportive and overwhelmingly understanding. I mean, it has not been our finest hour this year, treating patients in their cars. But it was all we could do in that moment. And people were so kind, and they were so thankful, and they were so understanding, and it made our jobs easier. So the thanks goes as much to you all, and we wish everyone health and happiness. So thank you.
Okay, so now we're going to move to the Volunteer of the Year Award. So each year, the Chamber of Commerce presents the Jerry Wolverton Volunteer of the Year Award. This special designation is presented to a person who has given unselfishly of his or her time and talents to promote the mission and the work for the Chamber. The past recipients, they can be found on the flyer at your table. This year's recipient of the Jerry Wolverton Volunteer of the Year Award is always willing to help the Chamber in many ways, including in the service as a Contact Club member. This person goes beyond their role as a contactor and has always helped with other programs as well. They provided ideas and support for Visit Tyler, including helping with all 5 of the free coffee days for healthcare workers and greeting the heroes with encouragement. This person is even helping today and has helped by assisting seating you as you entered. So this year's Jerry Wolverton Volunteer of the Year Award goes to Mr. Brian White. There's Brian. There you go.
Wow, that was a complete shock. I love this group. I live in Lindale, and I've only been really working in the Tyler area for 3 or 4 years now as I support people with Edward Jones and what I do there. But I just love this community, loved it more than I ever thought I would. And so thankful to get this, so humbled by it. And I just love the people here and look forward to continue to do this for many years. Thanks.
Thank you, Brian. So now I'd like to announce another contactor award, and this contactor truly stands out alone. She's earned her, get this, 58th, 59th, 60th, 61st award this year. So I'd like to give a long round of applause, please, to Cindy Schmoke. Cindy, come on up. Hey, Cindy. There you are. Come on up, Cindy. Cindy is also, she does such a wonderful job, and everybody knows Cindy. It's constantly contributing tremendous amounts, but now Cindy's going to go ahead, and she's going to be here to present the Mary Howes Award.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'm happy to be here to present the Mary House Award. As you know, we don't give this award out every year, so we have a very deserving candidate, and I'm really excited about doing this. So before I get started, I would like to once again acknowledge the Contact Club. If you're a current Contact Club member, would you please stand and be recognized? Thank you all. Also, I would like to ask that any past Contact Club members that are here, please stand and be recognized. Yeah. Thank all of you for what you do for the Chamber and your service and your volunteerism. We really appreciate it. The Mary House Award is presented to a contactor who's gone above and beyond in production by receiving 5 production awards and participating in the club for at least 3 years. At this time, if you are a past Mary House winner, would you please stand to be recognized? BJ Hornbosel. Good. This year's winner exemplifies the traits and characteristics of someone who's gone above and beyond the call of duty. This year's recipient has been in the club for 18 years. They are receiving their 22nd, 23rd, and 24th production award. This person has been a true ambassador for the Chamber and a true leader among the Contact Club. They're always ready to share their Contact Club secret tips with the group. She always gives us a word of encouragement, and they never forget to recognize all of our birthdays with cakes and goodies, and of course a song. We always know what holiday it is because of what this person is wearing. She brings a laugh and wisdom and friendship to all of us in the group. And I'm proud to present this year's Mary House Award to Miss Kitty Springer.
Wow. That's all I can say. I'm humbled. What an honor to have this award. And I'm so thrilled to be part of this organization that does so much good to our community. Thank you.
And all the contactors said, meow.
Okay, now I'd like to go ahead and I need to call up Wade Washman. Wade Washman, I think I saw him back here somewhere. Wade was the 2020 recipient of the W.C. Windsor Award, and he's here to present the 2021 recipient of the Windsor Award. There he is. Come on up, Wade.
You guys can play at least one verse. There we go. Thanks. Man, too quick on the draw, I guess. Well, what a tremendous honor it is to stand here before y'all. As last year's recipient of this award, I'm still in disbelief that it came my way, and I still chuckle at the fact that I received the award pretty much dressed like Woody from Toy Story. I wouldn't have been more surprised if there was a snake in my boots, or if I'd heard that someone had poisoned the water hole. Toy Story humor. I mean, I was so happy that I could have just reached for the sky. Okay, I'm done. It was truly the most humbling experience I've ever had. That being said, it's an equally gratifying honor to present the award to this year's recipient. To find a person who loves Tyler more would be just a very tall order. This person is a servant, they're a strong leader, a proud Tylerite who is not short on admirable qualities. He's a Tyler ISD graduate. He attended Rice, Hubbard, and Lee. He attended Baylor University and graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in Poli-Sci. He worked at the Texas State Capitol and consulted on some local political campaigns before attending law school at Oklahoma City University School of Law. He's practiced law now for 12 years. He's co-founder and partner at Terry and Haney, PLLC, and is also the president of Prestige Energy, a small oil and gas consulting firm that he operates with his father. He served on the City of Tyler's Civil Service Commission, director on the board of the Smith County Bar Association, VP of Governance on the board of St. Paul's Children's Services, nominating committee for the Texas Bar Foundation's District 2. Previously, he served on the City of Tyler Parks and Recreations Committee, Finance Committee, the list goes on. And now he's serving on the Tyler City Council representing District 1. This guy has been winning in Tyler for a long, long time, whether it was youth putting championships, Little League All-Stars, or city council races. The only time he ever let me down was when he bunted in a softball game for the last out. I'm still a little frustrated about that, Stu. Stuart is married to Sarah, and together they have 2 young sons and are members of Marvin United Methodist Church. Stuart Haney. Congratulations on being this year's Windsor Award winner. Come on up.
Well, thank y'all very much. It is a shock and an honor all together. Oh, my family is back there. Thank y'all. My wife did make a comment to me. She said, "Thank you for not wearing a golf shirt and shorts today to the office." So now I know why. And I'm sad to say I did not have a bandana on like last year. But it's truly an honor to be up here in front of everybody today. Although I'm a representative of District 1, I'm a representative of the entire city and hold the entire city in my heart. Honored to get to do what I'm able to do for the city. Love giving back to it. As Wade mentioned, I'm a Tylerite and just proud to represent one of the few cities in the state that is still leading the way in everything that we're doing. So thank y'all very much. I just truly owe everything to my family and also my faith. So thank y'all very much.
Let's present this award. All right, there you go, man.
Congratulations, Stuart. So now we're going to go to the Butler Award. So I'll be joined up here by Doctors Jeanette and Kirk Calhoun. If you'll make your way up here. Doctors Calhoun were last year's recipient of the T.B. Butler Award, and now they're going to be here to present this year's award winner. Welcome them with a round of applause. They're awesome people.
The T.B. Butler Award was first presented in 1929. It was established in memory of Judge Butler and his son, T.B. Butler Jr., to annually recognize Tyler's outstanding citizen. The award was established to encourage aspirations of leadership, contributions of citizenship, and to recognize significant acts of service. As last year's recipients, we are honored to be asked to help in carrying on this time-honored tradition. At this time, we would like to recognize past recipients who are in attendance by asking them to stand. Please review the names on the flyer placed on your table listing those distinguished citizens over the years. This list is a tribute to dedicated individuals and organizations who have generously given of themselves to make Tyler the great community we enjoy today, or as some have called it, the last great place. This year's recipient is a wonderful example of service, leadership, and creativity.
Leaders of large organizations know how difficult it can be to know how to plan for the future. Do you focus on product or process? Do you partner or build from the ground up? Do you innovate or imitate? Or what I really love, collaborate? This recipient did all these things during a fabulous and very noteworthy career, punctuated by service mostly in the field of education, but also serving his community in so many ways. A small handful of you may even know he was in law enforcement in his early days. As his career progressed, from guidance counselor in Little Chute, Wisconsin, to dean and VP in McAllen, Texas, to a detour as president of a community college in Kirkland, Washington, to president of Tyler Junior College, Mike Mecke. No. I'm going to finish reading. Yeah. It's my band, so I can tell them to cut. Mike Mecke has made a life growing and expanding the places he has touched. His tenure at TJC was punctuated by creating retirement options for TJC faculty and employees, revamping of the physical plant on campus, the opening of TJC campuses in Lindale, Jacksonville, and Rusk, and expanding the main and west campuses here in Tyler. He led numerous business and educational partnerships, and by 4 years after his arrival at TJC, enrollment increased 45%. His efforts to secure and craft a public-private partnership for the Rogers School of Nursing and Health Sciences will impact students for years to come. The UT Health Science Center was so happy to collaborate with Mike on the dental hygiene program. Mike Mecke left TJC a much better place than he found it. That's the most important thing a leader can do. Thank you, Mike, for years of service. Please join us in congratulating the 2021 recipient of the T.B. Butler Award, Dr. Mike Mecke. Here, we're going to give you this first, and then get a few remarks. Thank you. We're going to hold and get a photo and put it in. Yeah.
I haven't gotten out as much, and I've had a lot of coffee. Wow. Donna, thank you. My sister gave me a button that says, I'd be lost without my wife. And it's true. I should have worn it today. Thank you all so much. Kirk and Jeanette have been such wonderful friends and community members, and you make us better by being around you. Appreciate you both. Thank you. I have had a lot of coffee. David Hudson and I were talking, and David was chair of the board when I was hired, and I still remember where I was and what David said, and what a fabulous place. David, a legislator and a pretty good salesman, told me that Tyler was a special place and special people and generous. And David, you undersold Tyler, actually. It's just truly amazing. Never been anywhere, such wonderful folks. We love you all, and I can't tell you. My only regret is that we didn't get here sooner. I just wish I could have gotten that 40th, that under 40. But you make us both want to work harder. Thank you. Dr. Mejia, we've been friends for about 30 years, and it does my heart such good that Juan trusted me enough when I talked about Tyler that he took a back step in his career, actually a demotion, to come here and work with me again in Tyler, and he's doing such a fantastic job. I'd like to applaud Juan. I love this chamber. I've been active. I think I attended more than a dozen of these and never dreamed I would get this award. There's so many legends. Kind of have to pinch myself. I'm sure some of you are thinking he's not worthy. Does he know that? And I do. But you do make me want to work harder, and it's such an amazing place. I think the last time I saw Tom Mullins, I talked about just how fast everything moves now, being retired in the time. And Tom's comment was, it goes faster when you're going downhill. So that would be Tom. Thank you all so much. I'm in awe. Thank you.
Donna, come over. You two get a photo. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Oh, good. Good. All right, so now it's really been my honor to serve as chair for the chamber for this year, and I can't thank you all very enough. Wonderful people, as you know, across this entire community and the support. So thank you very much. My time is done. Mr. Lee Browning, it's your turn. You're up. Come on up. All right. I'm out. Yeah.
You're out for now. You'll be back. One more round of applause. Good news, only about 30 minutes left. No music. I mean, I had a song worked out. I thought we had, okay, we'll just. It's pretty amazing. I got to tell you, it really is. It's a real honor to be able to ask to serve in a role like this. I'd like to thank Cindy Lou. I rock for a while. She's done really well. She's been my business partner, helped me raise an amazing family. Also, I'm thankful because this allowed me to serve in the chamber as I'm learning over the last 8 to 10 years through the Contact Club. It's been great working way through the organizations, beginning to learn how the system works. Y'all are amazing. Absolutely amazing. The involvement from the committees and the people across this community, y'all are amazing. I hope you understand that. This chamber is admired across the nation for what they're able to accomplish. It's no small feat. I'd like to thank the chamber staff. Stand up back there. Stand up. Give them a big applause. And I always like to say, ladies and gentlemen, Henry Bell. And our newest cohort, got to recognize Scott Martinez right there. Scott. People, they really are envious of this group, and the staff is a huge part. The staff helps us keep the glue going and keeps this machine working. Barbara gave me some really good advice recently. She told me to lose a little weight. Oh, no, that wasn't it. Sorry. She said, you're going to eat a lot of meals. Tell them no, you've eaten before you get there. I said, that's good advice. And she said, join a gym. She said, stay running. Just stay ahead of the group of volunteers. They will make you look amazing. What a compliment. What a compliment to this group. Who am I? I'm a brother, husband, father, grandfather of 7, which is not overrated, I'll tell you. The only thing that's overrated is keeping all 7 at one time at your house. I can give you some tips on that. Been married for a while. I've lived from Michigan to California growing up. Father was career military. That was an amazing life. Got to see a lot of things most people haven't been able to see. And I was spoiled. I got to see him as a kid. It was pretty amazing. Graduated Texas Tech. Guns up. Well, while we still can. Just saying. My professional career, been a combination of the corporate world for about half of it. For the last 20 years, ServPro. ServPro was key for me. I came to this city working for a large corporation, stayed there about 5 years. They were asking me, where do you want to go? It's time to move. I didn't want to leave this community. Didn't want to ever leave this community. So Cindy and I dug in and said, what am I going to do? How do I stay here? ServPro. We opened a business, just scratch. So my heart and the point of all that is small business has taught me a whole lot more than large corporate America taught me. But large corporate America, I think, prepared me for small business. It's a great mix. Well, 20 and 21 have been pretty routine. COVID, which created so many changes in lives, personally, professionally. the real estate market, Zoom. Wish I had some stock in that. Zoom. People are meeting everywhere. They're working remote. They're relocating. Our market is changing. Our job requirements and job descriptions are changing. The needs in our community are changing quickly. It's quite the challenge. Which brings me to my vision, which is to continue to leverage our position as a hub for education, healthcare, and retail consumers for East Texas. I think we've got to keep leveraging that. Such a community. And if you didn't understand that, some people are shocked by our traffic. And I know we talk about our traffic, that's not why I'm here. But I think a lot of people didn't realize that there's 300 to 350,000 people working through this infrastructure in this community of 100,000, because we are a hub for this great community. A lot of people are involved in our area. So the goal, I think, after COVID in 2020, Storm Uri in 2021, crazy. Storm Uri set all kinds of the records you don't need. Really disrupted a lot of people's lives. I'm thankful we got through it, but it further causes changes. But I want the focus in the short term for goals to be on helping our small businesses get through these short-term changes as we look at our new normalcy. Many things are different. As I've said, many of you have been encouraging to me. I'm thankful for that. You've told me how much learning I will do during this. You've told me how much pleasure I will get from working with this great community, and I really, really am looking forward to it. We'd like to thank the sponsors for all the work you do and the money you've spent. We need to see you. You've been rolling on the board up through the whole program. Thank our sponsors. They do make all this possible. Thank you for Green Acres keeping all of these events rolling. We are so thankful to that. And I want to say thank you for tending. Thank you for spending your money, spending your time, spending your treasure in this effort. Thank you for giving back to this great community. You are dismissed. Thank you.